at 800-272-3900.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
I am a supporter of Florida State, where I went to school. When I was playing, nobody gave a crap about where conference you were in, right? I mean, we hated Miami, we hated Florida, we hated our rivals, Notre Dame. I played in the ACC. I do think they get unfairly dinged as they're so far behind the SEC and Big Ten, but I'm also not delusional. I'm not going to stand up here and pound the table and say they're the best conference. So I like to bring some fairness and some light to the ACC.
It is the Adam Gold Show. How is everybody? I am Adam Gold. Victoria is here.
I know. I've been holding the fort down for you while you have a long weekend.
You have been. I have been very busy. I'll explain what I was doing the last couple of days. Yesterday, didn't do anything really.
Melting.
Yesterday
was hot.
Was it? Spent most of the day yesterday in air conditioning, but we'll get to that all of that in a minute. Hope everybody is well. Thanks to, I guess, Dennis Cox sat in the last couple of days. Hey, look, if I'm not here, mine's elsewhere. Although I did spend a little bit of time online riling people up. We'll get to that again. But I want to thank Dennis and thank you, Victoria, for keeping the needles moving. And we are on YouTube, as I'm sure we were yesterday, although it wasn't me. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. We will do one-timers in the back part of this hour, and you can contribute in the little chat box down the right-hand side. And while you're there, you can subscribe and like and rate and share and do whatever it is you do. With the things on YouTube. Also, the Adam Gold Show podcast is available at the end of this show, actually during.
Yeah, we're starting it now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing yet qualifies.
Well, just seeing our smiling faces on this Wednesday.
Can you put a smiling face up on a Best of the Adam Gold Show podcast? I don't know if you can do that. All right, well, I've been told I should smile more.
Oh, well.
No, that's not what I've been told. That was never mind. So anyway, all of that is available to you wherever you get your podcasts. Before we get to a bunch of things, Will Brinson's going to join us. No Chip Patterson. Normally on a Wednesday we chip it up, but we're not going to chip it up today.
Mm-hmm.
The Cover 3 podcast guys, that was Danny Canales, who's part of the Cover 3 podcast quartet. They took over CBS Sports, either HQ or CBS Sports Network yesterday, and so they are all traveling. So Chip will join us next week. Bill Bender of Sporting News is going to join us. We're going to talk with Ali Schlegel of the North Carolina Courage. They have won 3 in a row. By the way, I don't know how many people saw it, but I think it was Saturday night. Their win over the Washington Spirit was just bonkers.
Oh,
yeah, they led 3-0 at halftime. I didn't watch the first half.
Wow, feels like a lot.
Yeah, and they scored in stoppage time to win it 4-3. So they gave all 3 goals back in the second half and then won it in stoppage time 4-3. They have a 3-game homestand, I believe, beginning Saturday night, and they're in pretty good shape. But we'll talk to Ali Schlegel about that. And then the state of North Carolina got great news. I can just mention that here. Mark Brazel, who was the tournament director at the Wyndham Championship, which was just played this past weekend in Greensboro. And anyway, they struck a deal, and he's meeting the media a little bit later on, and he will join us today at 2:30. But they struck a deal, new sponsor, and they will be part of the PGA Tour's top tier starting in 2028. So while it hasn't been announced yet, I would be stunned if Charlotte doesn't also keep their spot in the top tier of PGA Tour golf. They're calling it the Championship Division or something like that. That would mean of the non-majors and the Players' Championship, of the 18, there might be 19, but there might also be 17, so we'll just stick it right in the middle. Of the 18 non-major-ish tournaments, the state of North Carolina will almost certainly have 2 of them. That's pretty good. And in years where we have the United States Open in North Carolina at Pinehurst, which is often, and one's coming up in just a few years, there will be 3 of the 23 or maybe 24 stops on tour will be right here.
That's great.
PGA Tour loves them some North Carolina. So that would put the state right up there with California and Texas and Florida in terms of interest to the highest tour in professional golf. So that's absolutely tremendous. And Mark Braza will join us in a little bit. We'll talk about that real quick before we begin. On Monday, and actually we've been doing this all weekend, we decided we were going to start a garden in our house.
Okay.
So at first, all we were getting were cucumbers.
It always starts somewhere.
And let me just tell you, cucumbers are like rabbits.
Yes, they are.
Holy mackerel. I couldn't make enough tzatziki to stay ahead of the cucumbers.
That and peppers, apparently, like jalapeno peppers.
We haven't done that. We do have peppers, something called Mancino peppers, but also bell peppers, green bell peppers and Mancino, although we also have red bells, which is good. The tomatoes were slow.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Overdrive. The rain must help.
Yes, it definitely did. Heirloom tomatoes, I can't stay ahead of it.
Oh, my gosh. I love them.
They're amazing.
They're the best for BLTs.
I got news for you. I'm eating them like an apple at this point. I cannot stay ahead of them.
Oh, wow.
I've basically eaten like 2 tomatoes a day for the last week and a half.
Well, bring them in, people.
All right.
Eat them.
And also Roma tomatoes. We got tons of Roma. Oh, great harvest.
Yeah,
great
that's
harvest.
exciting.
Yes. Oh, my.
I'm
Aileen's
shocked.
done all that.
I'm shocked that you are able to do this because I feel like both of us live in the woods and I can't keep anything because the deer will get to it before it has a chance.
I'm somewhat surprised that we have not had deer issues.
Yeah.
But we haven't.
Yeah. Wow.
And we do have a fair amount of deer on campus.
Yes. Same. Lots
so,
of Bambies.
Great. Our friend Ross Martin from 24/7.
Yeah. He posted something about tomatoes,
right.
didn't he?
And I responded to him about that. His tomatoes are slow. And we were experiencing the same thing, but now not slow.
Not anymore.
Holy cow. All right, let's begin.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
That's why I wasn't here Monday. We're
Taking
harvesting.
care of tomatoes.
We're harvesting. I was eating heirloom tomatoes all
and cucumbers.
Day. Well, the cucumber thing has been going on for a minute.
Yeah.
I made like a triple batch of tzatziki just to get rid of like 3 of the cucumbers. So it's just overwhelming.
So if we see a picture of you with just cucumbers all over your eyes every night, because that's the other thing you could use them for. Apparently that helps eyes. I don't know.
I'll try it. I'll try that with a tomato, too. All right, let's. There's a lot of things I want to get to. Some of it, you know how I roll. When I'm not here and there are things to talk about, I kind of file it away. We'll try to get to it. But news today, Seth Trimble, North Carolina guard for 4 years, Louisville. Now, we go back to the, he leaves. Puts his name in the transfer portal, by the way. Smart for him to do that. I don't know if somebody told him about options, but look, when you've been 4 years at one spot, and he had been in the transfer portal before after his freshman year, but ultimately came back to UNC. But you put your name in the transfer portal, and it just gives you more options. And Michael Malone building out a roster, there's really no room for Seth Trimble, who was granted by a court in Colorado a 5th year of eligibility. Now, the NCAA is appealing that, and they are digging their heels in to deny the incoming class of 22, denying them a 5th year, because when they went to this new rule, which is 5 eligible seasons to play, when they went to this new rule, they specifically said it does not apply to the class of 22. At the time, in real time, I said, first of all, that's a good rule. 5 years to play 5, with an age limit on the back side of it. It's either 5 years from when you enter school, or 5 years closest to your 19th birthday. So basically, whichever is earlier. It basically says you can't be 25 years old and starting a college season, which is fair, right? But I said at the time, by not grandfathering those players in who just who just ran out of their eligibility, they will open themselves up to a lawsuit, and they will lose it. Well, they are 0 for lawsuits, the NCAA. But they are digging their heels in about this, and they're just going to lose again. But it's not anytime you go in front of a judge, you never know what's going to happen. I thought the NCAA made a correct rule, but they should have grandfathered those 2022 players in. They did not. I think they'll all be eligible to play. NC State might still bring back Vanell and Lubin, Darian Williams, and Trey Holloman. I think they both went to Texas Tech. So for Darian, he's going back to Texas Tech. Anyway, the driving part here is Seth Trimble, who's got a Ben & Jerry's ice cream store on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill.
He does.
Now plays for Louisville, and I hope he's got a good security system. I kid. Nothing's going to happen. So Seth Trimble will always be a Tar Heel. He'll always be beloved here, especially when you hit the shot against Duke. You'll never buy, a scoop of ice cream again.
There you go. Won't need to.
So Louisville and Carolina, by the way, play twice this year. There is that spice. So Trimble will come back, and it will be the biggest ovation ever for a visiting player. No question about that. I hope, I'm not forecasting anything here, but I hope he's healthy when Louisville comes back so he plays in that game. And there you go. He's healthy now. All right, now I'd want to answer one question. This is from AccuShoe, which is an interesting Twitter name, I guess, on Twitter, who asked me, and I guess this is an early one-timers, help me understand how this works now. Kids can graduate and play 4 years, go to the NBA Combine, play Summer League, sign 10-day contracts, then come back to college and play for another school. Is he even attending classes? Is there anything about college associated with this anymore, or is it just G League ball now? Let's answer that question. So kids can graduate and play 4 years. Look, I don't know if Seth Trimble graduated. Let's just say he has. I have no reason to believe he hasn't. Go to the NBA Combine, which he did. Play Summer League, which he did for the Wizards. Sign 10-day contracts, which he did not. First of all, 10-day contracts are an in-season thing. I understand the number 10. What he signed was an Exhibit 10 contract, which is a non-guaranteed deal so you can participate in training camp and Summer League. Okay, so it's not a 10-day deal, and it is a non-guaranteed contract. So, while I totally understand why you'd go, well, he just played Summer League, he can't come back to college. The NCAA found out really over the last couple of years when they continued to allow, and this is fair because they should, players who played internationally. I can use Dame Sarr as an example here. Dame Sarr played, for a professional team in Europe. Luka Doncic, by the way, played at was it Real Madrid? Or I think it was Real Madrid. Might have been Barcelona. Don't know. Either way, those aren't just football. Those aren't just soccer clubs. They have basketball too. And so Dame Sarr played there. And he earned some money. I don't think he was a super high earner, but he earned some money. And basically those guys are pros. And now you can come to college and play in college. And because it benefits the NCAA to have great players, once they did that, it opened the door for players to come back from G League, but in other ways where you are loosely associated with a professional team. And this was, I'm not even saying it's a mistake, but that's what happened. And because, lawyers are good, they drew the connection between, these guys are pros in Europe. What's the difference between playing with a professional team in Europe and playing with a professional team in the United States? And the answer is nothing. So we have this eligibility, I'll use the coach's terms, crisis. It's not a crisis. So anyway, because Trimble did not sign a contract, a standard NBA contract, he is eligible. Now, is he attending classes? I mean, the way it's written now, he has to. So if he doesn't attend class, he's not eligible to play. So, I mean, these are existing rules. Anyway, I get why people might be angry. He actually put out a statement. He wanted to come back to Carolina. But there has to be mutual interest. And right now, I don't think Carolina's got a spot. And the spot that if they really wanted him back, by saying they, I mean Michael Malone, they wouldn't have signed the kid from South Dakota, North Dakota, one of the Dakotas. We don't need two Dakotas, correct? I mean, can we all agree on that?
Not really.
Can we agree?
Need to. Yeah.
One Dakota would be enough?
Yeah. We really only need one Carolina, too, but we don't need South Carolina.
We have a lot of people. There's a lot of people in, North Carolina. We're the 10 highest.
Very different states.
We're the 10 biggest state. 10th biggest state, I believe, in the United States.
Yeah.
So.
And growing.
And growing. Mm-hmm. And South Carolina's smaller.
It is.
But I don't necessarily think we need to combine the two.
No.
Clearly, what they do with their barbecue is unacceptable.
Yeah, it's not my choice.
Mustard. Gosh, no. Anyway, but we definitely don't need two Dakotas. Sorry for the tangent. But here, so Carolina brings in a kid, big kid from, I think it was South Dakota, to take up that last spot. So now they not only have apparently decided they don't want Seth Trimble, but they can't bring Seth Trimble back unless they got rid of somebody else. And I don't think that is the plan. Anyway, so we're all, everybody's kind of in their feels about Seth Trimble playing somewhere else. But that's the reality of the situation. And I look forward to him coming back in a Louisville, who, by the way, is loaded. They are going to be very good. I look forward to that. A couple of other items I want to get to real quick about Panthers, who will play on Saturday. And we'll probably touch on this with Will Brinson coming up in a few minutes. My favorite thing that I heard from Dave Canales over the weekend, I believe, might have been Monday, was, because it was all a bunch of Saturdays to me, was that Bryce Young and the first teamers would get somewhere between 10 and 20 snaps.
Yes.
On Saturday in Buffalo.
Right.
Or, as we like to say, the tiny scoreboard stadium.
Right.
Have you seen the controversy over this?
Oh, big time. How the seating is terrible because certain spots, all you can see is like concrete.
Yeah, there are obstructed view seats. I've not been there. There are probably, honestly, let's just say 20 seats in the stadium that might be partially obstructed view, and that's unfortunate.
And their new uniforms look like Diet Pepsi cans.
I don't get the nickels. I didn't know Buffalo was the nickel city. That's fine.
Yeah.
I get it. Those, not great. They're not good.
Not the best.
But it's all right. There's a lot of bad uniforms in the NFL.
Leave it to the Lions.
Yeah,
the
right?
Lions have their own.
It's not a good look. It's like it didn't wash properly.
Right. No.
Anyway, but I don't understand building a nearly $2 billion stadium and having like old Sony Trinitron video boards. Like everybody needs giant TV. Like,
right.
Does anybody have like a little small 12 and 14-inch television now?
Right. Exactly. Maybe in their kitchen.
Right. We do, but I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything is a big screen.
Massive. Yeah.
Have you seen what they have at SoFi?
Yeah.
What we have at Lenovo? I mean, you need a gigantic TV.
You should be able to put a parade to walk through this TV.
What are they doing in Buffalo? Like, we can't even see the replay. I don't even know should I be mad? I can't see I don't know.
Maybe that's why they did it on purpose, so people can't see it.
It's tiny. Tiny television. Anyway, but I was excited to hear that Dave Canales is going to play the starters 10 to 20 snaps. I'll bet it's around 10, 12. 2 series, right? Get 2 series out of the starters and get them out of there. And then the following week, do about the same thing, 2, 3 series, get them out of there. If you can get from your starters 25 plays in the preseason, beautiful. Beautiful. Done. Just get them in the flow. And then go about the business of filling out your roster. A couple of more football items. I'm not sure the Minnesota Vikings are serious.
Oh, it's a mess.
So, look, J.J. McCarthy, I think it's telling you everything they think about J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
We haven't even played a game yet. They have already declared Kyler Murray the starter. J.J. McCarthy is the backup.
Drama.
My guess is that McCarthy will be traded.
Yeah.
Right? Unless this is honestly just a move to light a fire under him. Here's the thing. And I've been saying this. Look, McCarthy goes onto a list with Justin Fields and Zach Wilson and Dylan Gabriel. Well, Dylan Gabriel doesn't belong in this list. Anthony Richardson, Kenny Pickett, Trey Lance. Remember, Dolphins drafted. Was it Dolphins? Who drafted Trey Lance third? 49ers drafted. Yes, 49ers drafted Trey Lance third. Remember, they made that trade with the Dolphins to get the third pick, and they drafted Trey Lance. Mac Jones, who was a high first-round pick. Will Levis. All of these quarterbacks. J.J. McCarthy goes on the list. He was like the 9th pick in the draft, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been saying this for years and years and years and years. And I like to remind people because now we're starting to hear it from people who cover the NFL. Because they're now talking about, well, the NFL has a problem with drafting quarterbacks. No joke.
Yeah.
NFL franchises routinely overrate, overdraft quarterbacks. In the case of J.J. McCarthy, never should have been a first-round pick. At the very least, late first-round pick. Somewhere in the Kenny Pickett range, maybe later, but Kenny Pickett shouldn't have been a first-round pick. Teams who are desperate for quarterbacks, which really speaks to about 2/3 of the league, overrate, overdraft quarterbacks, then they rush them onto the field because, well, he's a first-round pick. He should play automatic. No, that's not the way it should be done. Play when you're ready. However you get a quarterback ready, play when he's ready. But they rush them onto the field, and then these quarterbacks do not have success. So they yank them off the field. they bury them, they get rid of them in some way, shape, or form. They dump them too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Overdraft, rush to the field, get rid of so quickly. And, in some ways, this happened to Sam Darnold. I'm not saying Sam Darnold was overdrafted, but he was definitely he was rushed to the field before he could play. But teams have to justify. You've got to justify why you drafted this player here. So you rush them to the field. See? He sucks. Well, maybe your evaluation actually wasn't terrible in that he could be a player, but you rushed that pick, then you pushed him onto the field before he was ready. Maybe in the long run you were right. Maybe the Jets were right to draft Sam Darnold 3rd overall.
Yeah.
It just was going to take him a while with a better team around him. So draft him, let him learn behind a veteran, even if the veteran sucks, and if the veteran isn't any good and you still lose games, what's the downside of that? A good draft pick, which you were going to get anyway, even as you were ruining the quarterback who was seeing ghosts. Anyway, we all understand what I'm talking about. And maybe the NFL will get it, and they will stop overrating and overdrafting quarterbacks because they're not coming in ready. College football is not designed to train quarterbacks for the National Football League. It's not their job. It's never been their job. It's the job of college football coaches to win college football games, not to get them ready for the Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
All right. When we come back, Will Brinson, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about the Panthers and Bryce and J.J. McCarthy with the Vikings and everything else that we can fit into like 13 minutes with Will Brinson next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam.
I'm Adam Gold, and I'm there.
Tim.
I'm Tim Donnelly, and I'm there.
Dennis.
I'm Dennis Cox, and I'm there.
Victoria.
I'm Victoria Bodenecker, and I'm there.
Paul.
I'm Paul Eihander, and I'm there too.
You'll find them all here on the brand new 99.9 The Fan app. To work, to school, the beach, the mountains, the arena, take The Fan with you wherever you go. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today.
The future depends on teachers. Every day, teachers are shaping our tomorrows, starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work, sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who will help combat climate change, and generating possibilities for a student who will be the first in their family to graduate college. It all starts with teachers who meet challenges with creativity, who reinvent education for the future, who work towards a school system that lifts up every child, regardless of race, income, or zip code, and who enable the full potential of our students, our communities, and our country. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free
Carolina football tickets are on sale now. The 2026 schedule is loaded with great games against Notre Dame, Syracuse, Miami, Louisville, NC State, and the home opener against East Tennessee State on September 12th. Experience Chapel Hill on game days, including the Chapel Thrill concert series. This year's pregame performers include Chase Rice, Neon Trees, Waka Flocka, and Shaquille O'Neal. Don't miss out on the 100th season of Carolina football in Kenan Stadium. To order your 2026 Carolina football tickets now, visit GoHeels.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so bad to the point where he had to end up in the emergency room. And he has spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy to tell people not to smoke around your kids.
4 out of 10 U.S. kids are exposed to secondhand smoke. If you or someone you know wants free help to quit smoking, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
This is Adam Gold.
We're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool.
What are you doing? Get off Twitter. It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop. Stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. By the way, congratulations to Clayton, North Carolina. They won the Little League Softball World Series last week. Thrilled for them. We were watching the game against Florida where they were trailing 1-0 going to the bottom of the fifth. Scored, I don't know how many times, 4 times in the bottom of the fifth to ultimately win that. And now it's time for the boys to go. We're still in the regional round. We're not yet, I believe, we're not at the Williamsport stage just yet. But so we're still in the regional final stage. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. All right, let's get to the National Football League. The one, the only, Will Brinson, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com. It's been a minute. The last time we spoke, I think it was before the Haynes King show as the Panthers won. I don't know. I don't think we spoke. Maybe we did after. Was that the greatest? Did I ask you, was that the greatest preseason football game you've ever seen?
Sure. Yeah, I think it was definitely up there in terms of like preseason games are like, I mean, they are what they are. Like,
forgettable
against third stringers.
They're completely forgettable.
Bad football. Yeah.
I said that, and like I couldn't name another one. So
yeah.
I mean, I could.
I don't. I'm trying to think like what's. Like, I can't. I'm sure there's something that I'm forgetting, but like off the top of my head, having watched, basically every preseason game for the last 20 years, I can't think of like another one where I'm like, remember that moment.
Well, I got one for you. I don't know why this just popped into my head. Remember when Steve Spurrier was the Washington coach for a hot minute? The preseason game, he ran up the score on San Francisco.
Yeah, we all thought Washington was going to be really good because Spurrier was great in the preseason, and it turns out no.
All right, let me move on. I have criticized Dave Canales in the past because remember for his first 2 years there was 0 snaps for Bryce Young and the first team offense in year 1, and then last year he was mad at them, so he didn't give him a second start. Or a third series. He wanted them to earn that third series. Of course, if they earned it, they wouldn't have needed it. Never mind. I thought he sabotaged his own offense, but looks like he's seen the light. He says between 10 and 20 snaps coming up Saturday in Buffalo. That's a nice evolution of the Panthers head coach.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, look, like preseason, it's sort of like how you handle preseason is kind of result oriented. I think, like when the Bengals wouldn't play Joe Burrow in the preseason, would get slow starts. We're like, well, maybe that's why. And I do think there's like something good about getting some warm up spots in there. Now, at the same time, we talked about the Rams. Sean McVay famously doesn't play his guys at all. And the Rams have been pretty good. So it's like, if you succeed and you don't play your guys, it's like, oh, this guy might be a genius. And if you fail and don't, I think it depends on the team you have, right? And for this team specifically, the Panthers, a team that is coming off a 8-9 division title, that has improved the defense in the offseason, that has put a pretty good offensive line in place, and has a lot of younger pieces that Bryce is still trying to get. He's on the same page as Ted McMillan, but you just want more reps with these guys. So I think that, to me, you have to look at this team and say, we need to get them sometime in real, quote unquote, real action. Get them out there, let them play, let them take some snaps, let them get some reps, because this isn't some veteran team that is coming off of 5 straight years of making the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera.
Will Brinson, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Here's the thing, because it kind of depends. You mentioned the Rams, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, a lot more continuity in that offense over the last, and there are different parts each year, but basically the core is about the same, so they don't necessarily need it. It's more defensible to not have those guys play. I get that. But in the last couple of years, it was clear that the Panthers needed repetitions with each other. Bryce needed it probably the most.
Bryce just needed reps, period.
Right.
You bench a guy halfway through his rookie season, and then, it's just, you just, like a younger guy like that, you just need to get him as many reps as possible. I also think there's something, Adam, to be said for, let's say Bryce goes out in the preseason and looks really good. Well, that's meaningless. It doesn't count for anything other than preseason performance and preseason stats, which don't get you anything in the long run. But it certainly gets the fan base in a better headspace. It gets your ownership in a better headspace. It doesn't leave you wandering into the season going, what are they going to look like on offense? You kind of have a clue. You kind of feel good about it. Now, if you go out there and look like cheeks, as the kids say, then you got all different all different ball of wax in your hands. But you should be able to go out against bland, vanilla preseason defenses, perform well, and then at that point you can say everyone's sort of going into the season with a good feeling. And I'm not saying that momentum matters, but I think externally it does.
Will Brinson is with us here on the Adam Gold Show. Let's talk about our old friend Russell Wilson, who is transitioning to an analyst role for CBS. And Russ said that Caleb Wilson reminds him of him. And I thought, well, that is glorious. Russ has always had an incredibly high opinion of Russ. And that...
You mean Caleb Williams or Caleb...
Well, Russell Wilson says Caleb Williams, not Caleb Wilson.
Okay. I was like, you mean the Bulls power forward?
Yeah, sorry about that. Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams reminds Russell Wilson of Russell Wilson.
What did I miss in the draft? I guess you realize that you also said, is correctly pointed out, that Russell Wilson works for CBS. So
yes, I did.
I'm not going to I'm not going to shred that take. I don't think it's that crazy.
That is. I was just making fun of it because Russell always had a high opinion of Russell. Yeah. But that's certainly a good comparison. We kind of forget because of Wilson's last 3 or 4 years in the NFL. That dude was a dude. For about a decade. He was awesome. For maybe not quite a decade, for 7 years.
No, Russell Wilson, before he was traded from the Seahawks to the Broncos, I always say, I don't think I've ever seen a player moonwalk out of the Hall of Fame. But Russell Wilson kind of did that in his last 3 years with his performance, where I think going into his, before that first year with the Broncos, he was sort of a kind of a lock Hall of Famer. And I still think he'd get in. But because of his performance with the Broncos and the Steelers and the Giants, it just didn't. It really took the shine. To your point, took the shine off what was probably a Hall of Fame career before that, which is just weird how that works. But yeah, I mean, he won a Super Bowl. He was consistently one of the most efficient passers. He didn't run a high octane up-tempo offense very often, but when he did, the Seahawks were really good on offense.
Yep.
Made the most out of didn't always have the best receivers there in Seattle. I think especially coming as a third-round pick, Russell Wilson is and extremely athletic too, and able to make plays out of script, which is what Caleb Williams has thrived on. Caleb Williams is obviously bigger and probably a quote-unquote better athlete, but I mean, yeah, Russell, one of the, you could even say he's he's sneaky athletic, or he was sneaky athletic.
Was he a coach on the field?
Expected. What's that?
Was he a coach on the field? Sneaky athletic and coach on the field.
Yeah.
Those are all euphemisms. Will Brinson is joining us here, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com. But it is high praise for Caleb Williams, who in year 2 looked very different from year 1. Are the Bears going to take another step? Or now that you've arrived and you have a first-place schedule, everything becomes difficult, that division is hard, although we're going to talk about that division in a minute, that maybe that's a team that is going to take a step back because everything around them just got more difficult.
Yeah, so the Bears are a really interesting case because statistically, when you look at the things that generally lead to regression in your win total from one year to the next, they won a lot of close games. They won a lot of one score. They won games at the last minute, right? They won. I think they set the NFL record for most games won in the last 2 minutes. They won a lot of one-score games, right? They everything about them screams come back to earth. But then on the flip side, you have Ben Johnson, this great coach, who we saw literally. The Lions offense took a step back and the Bears offense took a big step forward when Ben Johnson switched in that division. We feel very comfortable that Ben Johnson, I think, got much better as a coach as the year went on. He was a little overwhelmed early in challenges and stuff like that. There's the argument and the angle for regression from a statistical perspective that, it is borne out over the last 50 years in the NFL. When you win in a certain way, the next year it's probably not going to be, you're not going to be quite as lucky. But if Caleb Williams who was a former number 1 overall pick, if he takes another step in this Ben Johnson offense, and they got Colston Loveland, who was a beast down the stretch, they have improved the offensive line. They got it's like Raleigh Midwest, and if the defense is a little bit better, I don't see why this team can't go out and win the division again, and go and win the division, and then also win. I don't know, 10, 11, 12 games. But their over-under's 9.5, I think, juice to the under.
Ooh.
Schedule is harder. It really depends on what kind of leap does Caleb Williams make in year 2 with Ben Johnson. And if it's a big one, then this Bears team is a Super Bowl contender and he's an MVP candidate.
And since Caleb Wilson is also in Chicago, maybe he can play for both teams, much like Deion Sanders did when he was in Atlanta. Will Brinson is joining us here. Real quick, I'd still take over 9.5. Because I don't think the Lions are going to be as good. I think they're going to score, but I think they're going to give up a ton of points.
Their offensive line, they suffered another injury this past week, and their offensive line, people just sort of underrate how much attrition there has been on that offensive line. When they were at their best, they had the top offensive line, or one of the 2 or 3 best offensive lines in the league, and now they're probably more like a mid-level offensive line. I think that's a big deal for how this Lions team wants to operate. So yeah, they'll score, but will they stop people? Can they run the ball as effectively with that offensive line? Can they hold up against great defenses? Yeah, I would tend to say that the Packers. I think the Packers maybe. It's a close division. The Vikings, by the way, can be good.
All right, look, because I wanted to get to that, and that'll probably be our last thing. I think Kyler Murray, if I was advising a fantasy football player, I would say Kyler Murray's a great guy to get. He's going to throw for plenty of yards, going to run for some touchdowns. He is a fun player to watch. ultimately the Vikings are going to lose a lot of games. I just do not think that he is a quarterback that you win with. Not that J.J. McCarthy was. So I think this says a whole lot more about J.J. McCarthy, although he won more games than he lost as a starter. I think this says a whole lot more about the way the Vikings view J.J. McCarthy than what they think about Kyler Murray. But I don't think the Vikings are a serious player. But this could completely get old takes exposed, which, by the way, that guy's going to join us on the show Monday.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
I was apparently, I got an email from them. It was like, "Hi, Will. You're
in the book a lot.
You're in the book."
Yeah.
I was thinking the college football book. Really?
I'm also in the book, which is great. Yeah. Anyway, but I just think that the Vikings just aren't going to win a ton of games because of Kyler Murray, because I just don't think he's a serious quarterback.
So my thing on the Vikings, and I do think that the Kyler Murray signing and Kyler Murray starting, it does say more about J.J. McCarthy than it says about Kyler Murray. It says that with J.J. McCarthy, they don't feel like they can go into 2026, win a lot of games with him under center, trying to develop him as they come along. He was, he had some moments. He flashed a couple times, but generally atrocious last year. And Justin Jefferson, probably a pretty big factor here as well, whether he's talking to ownership, whether he's talking to the coaches. Like, Jefferson, had one of the 3 or 4 best starts to a career by any receiver in NFL history, and had one of the worst seasons in the league last year relative to other star receivers. So I think that's a big factor. I do think, look, Kevin O'Connell, to me, is one of the 5 best coaches in football, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. You look at what he got out of Daniel Jones, what he got out of Sam Darnold. I mean, this is like Kyle Shanahan stuff. And Kyler Murray, I agree with you. I don't think he's as good a quarterback in real life as he is in fantasy, but I think Kevin O'Connell is going to get the most out of him. He's got really good weapons, and the defense is decent. I think it's a 9-win team with upside to steal the division and maybe make the playoffs.
All right. Will Brinson, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com. We didn't even get to the Aaron Donald question. Real quick, is he going to sign with the Rams in training camp, or are they going to wait till the season starts?
I think so. Mike Florio was on NBC and then again on Pardon My Take this week and said he thinks it could be done as soon as Friday.
Okay.
So I would expect it gets done. I actually think there's 2 pretty good bets out there. If you want to bet on a comeback player of the year, Aaron Donald at 9-1. Now I know the award. They're like, oh, you got to come back from
why
physical. Like they encourage that. Yeah, but if a dude leaves football for 2 years and comes back and is a defensive player of the year caliber guy on that side of the ball, the voters won't care. They'll give it to him. And then Tank Dell, if you can find him, Tank Dell at 60-1. He didn't even play last year,
right?
And he's already back on the field in training camp for the Texans. Could be a factor in that offense. Pretty good look down the board. But yeah, I think we talked about it with the snaps. I think Donald comes back for the next couple of weeks of the preseason. They work him in. I think he plays something like 30 to 40 snaps in week 1, and they kind of ramp him up gradually because they want to make sure they get this right for the cost that it's going to be, and because of how important this season is for that team and that roster and how they went all in.
Will Brinson, talk to you very soon, my friend. I appreciate your time.
All right, buddy. See you, man.
You got it. One-timers next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card 7 years in a row, we're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops. Our philosophy is simple: be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor.
classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
At the North Carolina Agro-Medicine Institute, we know a safe farm is a profitable one, and we're teaming up with your local NC Cooperative Extension agent to offer the Certified Safe Farm program. It's a non-regulatory safety review with an on-farm walkthrough, health checks, and more. For a limited time, the NC Tobacco Trust Fund Commission is sponsoring up to $1,000 in cost share for participating farms to make safety improvements. Real help to protect you, your workers, and your farm. See more at ncagromedicine.org.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is Adam Gold.
We're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool.
What
are you doing? Get off Twitter.
It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop. Stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Thanks to Will Brinson. Next hour, Bill Bender, sporting news. Talk a little college football, playoff expansion. Also, they have their greatest teams in college football history dating all the way back to 1886. Who could forget those Princeton teams back in the 19th century? All right, time for one-timers.
Okay,
right.
So first up, since we're just talking about the Panthers, who is likely to give the Panthers the biggest chase for the division this season?
That's the Panthers. Yeah, I know. Panthers won the division. That's, you know what? That's good. Think about it in those terms.
Right.
Buccaneers probably. I know everybody loves the Saints. I can't wrap my mind around the Saints as being, a serious player. I know they are. They played well down the stretch. Tyler Shuck.
Why do you even spell your name like that? Like what?
Good point.
I mean, I'm not one to talk because my last name looks nothing like it sounds. But
no,
where's
actually it does.
Well, yeah, true.
I mean, it's your last name. It's not mine.
I know, but it trips people up. So
yeah, I get it.
But Tyler Shuck, What? No. What are we doing?
What the shuck
I know.
are we talking about? Yeah, look, I think the Buccaneers still the. I think they're still the team to beat in the division. Vegas says that too.
Yeah. Baker will sign something. He's got to drag it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So today is National Julienne Friday. So why couldn't this land on a Friday? Like a Friday. I don't know. But because of that, what's your favorite type of fry?
Oh, okay. Sweet potato.
Love sweet potatoes
with
honey mustard. A good honey
mustard.
mustard.
Honestly, I cut up sweet potatoes into like French fry shapes.
Yeah.
And I just drizzle them with a little. I kind of put them in a bowl. A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Mix it up.
Okay, you like the sweet and savory then. Because by putting a little bit of like olive oil or salt or something, I've seen people do that, but you could also drizzle a little honey on top.
Interesting.
And cinnamon.
Interesting.
Yep.
I don't do cinnamon.
No?
Like I do the sweet potatoes just normally, like a baked potato.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't put anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, some
Just eat 'em.
people like the waffle fries, like a Chick-fil-A or steak fry. It's not my favorite. I would rather have curly fries from Arby's.
Oh, they're very good. No joke.
So, yeah, I know. Well, that's all. That's how we'll end today.
All right, that's it.
That's all
now
we
I'm
got
hungry.
time for. I know.
I made sweet potato fries like a couple of weeks ago, and then I got requests for them. Like, do that again.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like, all
that's
right,
why
then.
you can't do anything like
Right.
that.
Dude,
Now it's your task.
And sweet potatoes are gigantic. They're enormous. All right, college football next hour.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. For all the inside information on your team, join me and my co-host, WRAL TV's Chris Lee, for our podcast, Panthers Playbook, presented by Wake Orthopedics. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on your Panthers, and we'll do it with access only we can provide. Locker room insight, exclusive interviews, and in-depth looks from training camp as the regular season approaches. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this waterman is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor
With
your
over
job today.
$110 million in total prizes, new scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are dazzling the crowd. Get quick wins from Hit 50, Cash, Loteria Grande, and The Star. Massive cash blowout, bursting with $150, $300, and $3,000 prizes. Play and watch your luck shine. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.86 to 9.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process, and listen, no closing costs. You may be able to even skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. LoanPronto.com. See how much you can get right now. Call 919-381-1760. That's 919-381-1760. LoanPronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
You know the feeling. Wake up, get ready, get the kids, the list goes on. But what if what you drive could make your life a little less complicated? With convenient home charging, a quieter ride, and an average range of more than 250 miles, EVs are one step toward a cleaner future, so you can focus on what really matters. Give yourself more time to recharge. EVs are for everyone. Sponsored by the NC Clean Energy Technology Center and the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters in cooperation with this station.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Progressive presents Perfectly Bad Excuses for Missing Stuff to Spend More Time on Your Motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I do think when you have a serious conversation, how many teams from each of the Power Four can win the national championship? I really think it's only Miami from the ACC. I think it's only Texas Tech from the Big 12. And then you can rattle off 5 or 6 from the SEC and 4 or 5 from the Big 10. That's really the juggernaut is the thing that the ACC is missing. Because I think they have some really good football teams, but unfortunately I think it hurts them in the top 25. There aren't many top 10, which I think sometimes they get screwed over in that category. But I do think that's where they need is some of their top tier teams to get better quickly.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We're dangerously close to the start of the college football season. If I am not mistaken, what are we, a week from Saturday? Is that it? No, 2 weeks from Saturday. Saturday is the 15th. 2 weeks from Saturday, Tar Heels will play at noon in Dublin. NC State will play at 3 or 3:30, whatever the start time is, in Charlottesville. They'll be both of those games basically in exclusive windows. Certainly Tar Heels and TCU at noon. That's an exclusive window, and I think there might be another game at the same time as State's, but those are ESPN games. So we're all going to be hyper-focused on those two. And then the season starts for real. I was excited because it looked to me like they had gotten away from week 0. But the way it's listed on ESPN's website, and I know that there's a lot of people that pretend to not take ESPN seriously, but they combine week 0 and week 1 into week 1. So, Georgia Tech played twice in week 1 last year. I think Florida State also played twice in week 1, which does seem excessive in a sport like college football. Bill Bender is going to join us from the Sporting News coming up in a little bit less than 20 minutes. They have their top 20 college football teams ever. And he said to me, and it starts, they included teams going all the way back to 1886. But none of those teams made the list. So I'm going to ask him, why would we consider that?
Right. Why start there?
Right, exactly. It does seem odd that we're starting then, but who knows? And if we are, how did Yale not make it? 9-0-1, and with a point differential of, on average, 58 points a game. Come on. Yeah. Seems to be unusually harsh towards the Bulldogs. Anyway, let's get back into it. Seth Trimble starts us off. Played 4 years at Carolina. Entered into the transfer portal prior to, at the same time he declared for the NBA. He didn't really have to declare for the NBA because his eligibility, we thought, was exhausted. He ended up, just as an aside, not getting drafted, not a surprise. He went to Summer League with the Washington Wizards, signed essentially what amounted to a Summer League contract, which gives you some money, but not an actual NBA contract. But because he put his name in the transfer portal thinking that you never know, I could come back to school. And a federal judge, or actually it was a district judge initially in Colorado, basically told the NCAA that your rule or your ruling. Remember, the NCAA announced a change in eligibility rules to 5 years of active eligibility in a 5-year span. And they also said that they would not grandfather in the incoming class of 22, which Seth Trimble was a part of. And because of that, we said at the time, it's going to end up going to court, and I'll bet you those players will ultimately be eligible. And Seth Trimble is one of that group of players, as is Darian Williams, played at State last year, as is Van Allen Lubin, who played at State last year, and also, Trey Holloman, played at State. And judge has basically said all players in this pool, and there's just less than 100 of them, they're all eligible. And we thought, well, maybe cool, maybe Seth Trimble will come back. Actually, Carolina doesn't have room for Seth Trimble. They chose the kid from, I think it was South Dakota, and he'll be with the Tar Heels. And Seth Trimble has announced that he is coming out of the portal at Louisville, which is going to hurt when he hits a game-winning shot against the Tar Heels at the Smith. I kid. But they do play Carolina twice. So he will, given good health, play in Chapel Hill against his friends. So that's the way of the world in college athletics these days. So now it's not a given that he will be ultimately eligible because the NCAA is appealing that ruling over and over and over again. They have said that they will fight to support their rule. Now, their rule is good, or their ruling. Their rule is good. I never understood why they decided to exclude the class of 22. Never did. I understand, well, we got to draw the line somewhere. And their reasoning was that those players all thought that their eligibility was up anyway. Well, not all of them, because, as in the case of Seth Trimble, he put his name in the portal. So he thought, well, maybe I can come back to school. And he said in a quote, I always wanted to come back. And unfortunately, there's just no room in Carolina for him. That is unfortunate. All right, so there's that. And we'll talk more about college football in a little bit with Bill Bender. I feel bad for Tar Heel fans because Seth Trimble should have never played anywhere else.
Yeah.
But is what it is.
Yeah.
And you make your choices. All right, without getting into actual NFL football here, I want to bring something up that I saw. By the way, the Lakers were sold today. Or not sold today. Josh Kushner and Bob Iger didn't walk into a Target on Sunset and Vine.
Use their red card.
Right, and buy the Los Angeles Lakers for $11.5 billion. $12.5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But the current owner of the Lakers, Mark Walters, who just bought a majority share like a year ago, has entered into an agreement with Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. Josh Kushner, yes, brother of Jared. Bob Iger, former Disney CEO, right? They're buying the Lakers for $12.5 billion. Now, what's interesting here is that Mark Walters, who just bought them, he also owns the Dodgers, is being investigated for fraud, and maybe this is his way of raising money to pay off the fines that are coming. I don't know if there's going to be jail time if it goes that far. But, yeah, this is, like, stay tuned to the next episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out.
I know. Wait for it.
By the way.
It'll be there.
Pablo Torre?
Mm-hmm.
Superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar investigative reporter. I know it's not for everybody's liking. Sometimes you actually have to, I don't know, think, listen, digest. It's hard. Like we don't do that very well as a group
I was gonna
anymore.
say,
We don't.
If it were that easy, everyone would do it.
But we don't digest the information very well anymore. We need everything in little short bursts.
Everybody's attention span's smaller than a gnat.
It's because of, as I show it to the camera, it's kind of because of this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The phone has definitely hampered us.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can overcome it. But some of the stuff that Pablo Torre has done recently is amazing stuff. What they are exposing in the Kawhi Leonard arena is clear, blatant salary cap circumvention. Did the Clippers have knowledge of this? I don't know. It certainly seems like they should have. But I don't know. But there's like two companies now that honestly nobody would ever endorse because they're not selling really a product. One of them went under, by the way. The other is the scoreboard creator, Daktronics. Why would anybody... Like, are you selling scoreboards?
Right.
Like, we have any commercials for Jumbotrons?
Right.
Certainly, they don't air in Buffalo.
They don't. They do not.
Anyway.
Which I was not aware of, so I still have to look up the screen thing.
Yeah,
I got distracted with
a small scoreboard.
The uniforms and obstructed seating.
It's like the stadium was designed and constructed back in, like, 1995.
Yeah.
It's before the Jumbotron era.
Willy Wonka days for the Oompa Loompas.
So the Lakers get signed. Just moving on from the off the court or off the field issues. Lakers get sold for $12.5 billion. Forbes comes out, values the Cowboys $15.5 billion. Now, on the open market, who knows what they would get, but let's just go with Forbes' valuation, $15.5 billion. That's a big number. We could do a story and find out what Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for, and I promise you that number is, I would say, significantly less than $500 million. Like, real quick, you know what the Yankees were bought for in 1973? Was like $8 million. And you know what the most valuable, my number might be slightly off, but it's not off by a lot. You know what the number was skewed by? The Yankees in the original sale, where the Steinbrenner family bought the Yankees from CBS. They were owned by CBS, Columbia Broadcasting System. The Yankees were not the highest valued part of that sale. CBS sold 2 parking garages along with the Yankees to the Steinbrenner family, and the 2 parking garages actually carried greater value. Not kidding.
Makes sense nowadays, for sure.
Right. Especially $100 a spot. Anyway, it's kind of wild. Anyway, but we know what the Yankees would be worth today, probably in the neighborhood of $10 billion, maybe more than that, if they were put up for sale. That's just
the Googling of it. It was sold for $10 million, but CBS took roughly $3.2 million loss on the sale compared to what they had originally paid for in '64.
Yeah.
From the Googles.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if it says it in there, but the parking garages were worth more than the combined were worth more than the Yankees were worth.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Who knows what the Yankees would get? Anyway, I am interested in what the Cowboys were Jerry Jones purchased the Cowboys for. The reason I bring this up is because in Forbes valuation, they list the Cowboys operating profit, not operating revenue, profit. And in the most recent filing, one that gave Forbes license to value the Cowboys at $15.5 billion, said the Cowboys had a profit last season of over $500 million.
Wow.
It's profit.
Jerry Jones paid $140 million in '89.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not forever ago, right?
No.
I mean, we're talking about coming up on the 40th anniversary of that purchase. So in 3 years, right? So the Cowboys had an operating profit of it was like 510 or something like that $million. And so I asked the question, would be nice if the players got a chance to share in some of that windfall. For all of the salary cap people, keep this in mind. If we were truly allowing players I don't know what the number is in the NFL, but whatever the negotiated player share is, I think it's like 42% of football revenue. Like the average NHL or the next best NFL profit is like $250 million. That's still a lot of million, right? If like second is $250 million of profit. This is after everything is done, all the money is spent, all the investment is made in the team, blah, blah. That's a lot of profit. That's why franchise values keep going up and up and up, because there's so much money awash in the National Football League. Players should get some of that. But they don't. They don't get the profit. And so I get somebody who's like, well, if Dak Prescott or George Pickens isn't there, the Cowboys would still make all of that money. Yeah, in this year. But if you're not good, you don't. The players are the product. If that's really your mindset, then you shouldn't want to pay the players anything, because who cares? They're just players. They're just pawns. Players are the product. If all the players sucked, we would stop watching. Maybe not, because, frankly, most people, and I put myself in this category, most people don't recognize good football from bad football. They just see football. Oh, we got helmets. Oh, we're good. I'm just saying, it's clear that there is more money that should be going to NFL players. That was my point. All right, let's take a break. Bill Bender on the other side. Sporting news. We're going to talk college football, best teams of all time. And I am interested because two of the teams on their list played against each other. That's wild. Next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
Football is back. NFL preseason is back, and the excitement is there. The Panthers looked great in the Hall of Fame preseason game. Haynes King was electric. They got the win. Everybody celebrated. But let's pump the brakes a little bit. Kenny Pickett is still the backup quarterback. It's still Bryce Young's team. Haynes King can be a nice piece.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
It's bow time. We think a chicken sandwich this good should speak for itself. But when you're talking juicy, hand-breaded, and boldly seasoned chicken breasts, piled up with thick-cut pickles and creamy mayo all on a buttery toasted bun? Well, we are happy to say it again and again and again. Bo's Chicken Sandwich, only at Bojangles. It's Bo time.
It's Bo time. Time to satisfy your Bojangles sandwich craving. With Bojangles sandwich lineup, you can choose a flavorful Cajun fried chicken filet sandwich, or a tender Cajun grilled chicken filet sandwich, or a tasty Bo's chicken sandwich. Make it a combo and add your choice of a side and Bojangles legendary iced tea. There's a Bojangles sandwich combo for everyone. Summer just doesn't get any better than that. What are you waiting for? It's Bo time.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
When it comes to health, we're all on our own journey. Our challenges aren't always visible to those around us. You may be living with aches and pains, fatigue, shortness of breath, or other symptoms that make it difficult to manage everyday life. These problems can be the result of a variety of conditions, including long COVID, which 1 in 5 adults who've had COVID-19 may develop, according to the CDC. When symptoms linger, they could lead to feelings of isolation, but you don't have to go through it alone. For challenges like these, physical therapy is the solution. Physical therapists are the licensed healthcare providers moving you to better health. They can improve your quality of life through hands-on care, patient education, and prescribed movement. No matter where you are on your health journey, your physical therapist and physical therapist assistant can help. When we work together, we feel better together. So choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Visit ChoosePT.com to find a physical therapist near you or ask your primary care provider for a referral. This message is provided by the American Physical Therapy Association.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too.
Al-Anon
and
and
Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Adam Gold.
You know, soap attracts dirt, right? That's what soap does. It attracts dirt. Right now, Bill Belichick is soap. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's soap.
Yeah.
He's attracting all this dirt.
Or he's like an overripe banana and it's attracting all these gnats.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. I saw that ESPN suggested an end around to the college football expansion debate. We will get to that. We'll talk a little college football present day, but also a little historical college football. Bill Bender, Sporting News, joins us on the Adam Gold Show. I'm glad you sent me this article because I have questions. Sporting News ranking the 20 greatest college football teams since 1886. I immediately assumed that we would have 1886 Yale, who went 9-0-1. Alas, no team from that year made the top 20 or even got into also receiving votes. So why did we start in 1886?
You set me up perfectly. We got a video coming out very shortly that I kind of voiced over about what football was like in 1886. So I'm well versed on this. For Princeton and Yale, imagine this in present day with social media.
Yeah.
Princeton and Yale played it on Thanksgiving at the end of the season.
Yep.
Yale led 4-0 because touchdowns were worth 4 points, obviously. And the game was called because of darkness. So they ended up calling it a tie.
Yes.
So I can't imagine, I just can't imagine that scenario I actually can in present day college football, but it was fun to take a look back at that season. It was fun to have the panel that we had that put together. I mean, when you got guys like, Dennis Dodd and Steve Richardson, some of the best and brightest college football writers I've ever seen voting on this panel, I always fall back. That's my liability, right? It's well, not just me, it was everybody else if you've got a problem with it. And I'm glad people do have problems with it.
My argument against, I know you chose Yale was in the also receiving votes category from 1896, and who could forget that Bulldogs team, Sewanee from 1899. But my argument against Yale from 96, they didn't have a single NFL draft pick on that team.
Well, we always argue back that they're going to win the fist fight afterward, though. Those guys were probably pretty tough, if they're running around in what they were playing in at that day. So, it was fun. One of the things that troubles me when you do something like that is it hard. For example, we only have one team in the top 20 that played before 1950,
right?
1944 Army. And then you get into that 70s era, which I really believe the 70s era must have been a lot of fun to watch because you had so many dynasties running in their own backyard, right? USC, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas. I mean, it was that must have been a really fun era of college football to watch.
No, that's actually the era I started watching. So I remember the strange debate back with I think it was 73 where Southern Cal wins at Alabama early in the season. I grew up a Southern Cal football fan. Southern Cal wins at Alabama early in the season, but Alabama is declared the AP national champion. They ended up with the same record. Southern Cal lost again later. I didn't understand. How could that happen? UPI, I believe, when we had a UPI, they gave the national championship that year to Southern Cal, which to me seemed logical. Because Southern Cal had won at Alabama. I might have the year wrong. It might have been 72. But those teams made your list. I was excited to see that two of the top, I think 5, essentially played against each other. Southern Cal from 2004, Texas from 2005. And they played in the Rose Bowl in the 2005 season. And Texas on this list. And that might be the greatest college football game that I have ever watched, with Texas and outscoring Southern Cal, Vince Young, Reggie Bush, all of that. I mean, I'm sure, I don't recall who got the most votes for first. I know Nebraska from 95 ended up being the first number one on the list, and I'm not going to argue that because those Nebraska teams were ridiculous. But I remember that football game between Texas and Southern Cal in the Rose Bowl, and I don't know that I've ever seen a better college football game than that.
That's the greatest college football game of all time. That it's in my lifetime. And I know some would say 71 Oklahoma, Nebraska. Some around here in Ohio might say 2006 Ohio State, Michigan. That was also a very good game. But yeah, it's like the crown jewel game with those teams that were incredible. And one of the things about that list as well is I was telling my editor about this morning. It kind of dawned on me, my 80s and 90s, right? The 80s seemed to be like it was Oklahoma and Nebraska versus Miami.
Yep.
So many Orange Bowls that really determined who dominated college football. In the 90s, it was this weird struggle. We have a piece coming tomorrow about the team of every decade. And in the 90s, it was Nebraska.
Yeah.
But, it's funny. Florida State doesn't have a team on this list. And they were, as it was pointed out to me by my editor, Bill Trocchi, they finished in the top 5 in the AP poll every year of the 1990s.
Yeah. I mean, actually, it was top 4, right?
It was top four.
Yeah.
That's an incredible run.
Yep.
And so if there's an omission that bothers me, it's probably that 1999 Florida State isn't on there.
Yeah, well, they did make, I know later in the article you actually published the top 25, and Florida State was in the bottom 5 of that list, but they just weren't in the top 20. I think it's interesting that Miami's on this list 3 times in the top 20, and they have had some incredible teams, and go back to the Butch Davis team of 2001 you have ranked pretty high. But, man, I remember those Miami teams that emerged with Howard Schnellenberger, and I joked about this, I don't know, the other day on the show or whenever. But from Schnellenberger to Jimmy Johnson to Dennis Erickson, I mean, it's an incredible run. Butch Davis obviously had his time at Miami too, but I mean that run of Miami football for about a decade and a half, maybe about a decade and a half. That's as good as anything anywhere.
Really is. And you know, one of the things that I found in the, you know, compiling the ballots for this list was certain schools almost got penalized for having multiple awesome teams. Right. You know, Miami 01, some had 87 higher, some had 91 higher. Ohio State and Notre Dame in particular, Ohio State got that 68 team on there. Really good team that could have easily won it again in 69 if they didn't lose to Michigan. And Notre Dame had several teams across several decades. We all remember 88. I remember 88.
Yep,
you know?
I did too.
But, you know, if somebody's telling me, well, the 47 Notre Dame team is better, I don't know how to dispute that. Because I'm like, you're probably right. That Leahy era, obviously dominant. So Notre Dame had a couple of those, you know, even a Rockney team that got some votes that really maybe took away from some of their other teams.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's very hard because the game's obviously very different as we get more modern. The college game today looks very different from the college game, you know, 50 years ago. You go back to those Nebraska teams in the 70s and 80s, and they were running wishbone. So was Oklahoma. Like, I don't know how successful you would be running wishbone today, although Paul Johnson, I'm sorry, it was the spread. It wasn't a wishbone. Bill Bender, Sporting News, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Fascinating article. Encourage all college football fans to check it out. I want to talk about an end around that ESPN is trying to engineer. As long as the college football playoff doesn't go beyond 16 teams, ESPN holds on to their exclusive rights to broadcast it in its entirety. They're talking about a 20-team format. My math says 20 is greater than 16. I could be wrong. I was not great in math. But I think 20 is higher than 16. But if they declare those extra teams part of a play-in, air quotes, then it doesn't impact their deal. I don't understand how that would work, because if you're playing into to the college football playoff, isn't that being part of the playoff?
Yeah, I don't hate this plan.
I like it.
I mean, I don't like expansion. I've been against. It's like I'm against it every step of the way, but they're going to do it anyway.
Right.
But so I would like 16 more than 12, and I would like 16 more than 20 or 24, but I like 20 more than 24, if that makes sense. And the reason why is I think when I sketched it out, I was like, all right, what's this look like from a team perspective? The feature it has that I think is better, but it's not actually better, is the play-in games look cool to me.
Right.
The 4 that we would have had last year. That looks better to me from a competitive standpoint than conference championship weekend, even though I'm very acutely aware that more people are watching Georgia, Alabama than they are USC, Arizona, or Vanderbilt, Tulane. I understand that, but I've said this on your show and other shows for years. The playoff format doesn't marry with conference championship games. It just doesn't.
No.
And we've got to find a way to do it. And I'm like, this isn't too bad. You do that play-in weekend, then you get into the round of 16. The bracket itself looks like any one of the 4 brackets in a college basketball tournament. So I'm better with 20, also because I think it lowers the risk of the 4 and 5 loss teams getting into the playoff.
Bill Bender, Sporting News, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. For the record, I'm more of a 4-team playoff guy than a 12-team playoff guy. I am more, but 16 makes the most sense to me now that we've completely, destroyed what college football used to be. And I'm not saying that this. I mean, it's been fun for the last 2 years. It'll be fun again this year. But I mean, we are diluting, not diluting, although maybe diluting what the regular season means, because if you're allowed to lose, nobody can tell me that it doesn't dilute the regular season if we are allowing teams to lose. If you can lose 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 times and still make the playoff, well then I think I'm smart. Like we are definitely removing some value from every single week. We are removing jeopardy from the regular season. I'm not saying it's not fun, but we can't both things aren't true at the same time. But 16 to me would be better than 12. 24 is too much, but I understand why coaches are in favor of it. And look, if it gets the sport more money, that's fine because it's all about money. They don't care about anything else. But I just soon go back to 4. But I like 20 doesn't make none of it really makes a ton of sense to me. But I stopped caring about that because they don't care about what it really represents.
TV show. More TV shows,
exactly.
More programming. That's what it is. And like that's why I love 16. It's clean. It's 4 rounds. It's you play the first 2 on campus. That'd be great. I'm like you. I actually think 8 would have been a good number because on any given year, 8 teams are probably good enough to win the national title anyway. 7.
Yes.
Right now, I think that number's 7 going into this year, and 7 leaving room for an SEC school that could be like a better than I think they're going to be. And I'm talking like Oklahoma, or maybe Alabama's better than I think they're going to be. And that would be the 8th team. That top 7, people like to pick on the preseason polls. I think that top 7 is pretty solid. Those are the 7 teams I would pick to win a national championship right now. So, and all of them have an NFL, on some level, an NFL caliber quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a difference maker for me. So, yeah, once you get into 24, you're talking about, here's one thing I think we'll do once we go to 2024, and I'm not looking forward to it, is we do it in basketball where we spend back half of February, early March. Well, these teams are on the bubble.
Yeah.
So I ask you, do you want to sit there in November and say, man, we got to talk about Virginia, Iowa, Georgia Tech, and Houston about getting in the playoff? Well, they have 3 losses. You've done something to keep yourself out of the playoff. And I guess at 20, every team I think should be in is probably in.
Yeah, well, yes. I could say the same thing with 12. It was funny because when you were talking about, there are 7 teams that can win a national championship, and I think you're right. I remember sitting down with Dabo Swinney when we went from 4 to, when the announcement came that we were going from 4 to 12. And this is prior to the NIL and the portal really exploding. And Dabo said at the time, and he was right, that we don't have more than 4 teams that can win a national championship in that old format, right?
Right.
He wasn't wrong about that. But now with the ability for players to earn money and with everything else that's going on in the spread because of the transfer portal and the NCAA continuously losing lawsuits, so more players are coming back to the sport after leaving the sport, which I'm okay with, to be honest, then there are more teams. It has spread out. So Dabo right then, but that same statement today would be incorrect because, and I think we'll probably have more than, as the season goes on, we might even eliminate some of those teams that are in our 7 now, and there might be more teams that can win a national championship as the season goes on. But we are college football isn't going to look anything close to what it used to even 10 years ago in the next couple of years. What is your view of the future based on everything that has happened?
Well, I still think the game, we had a preseason next couple weeks meeting at Sporting News just now, and it still can be fun.
Oh,
it's
very fun.
On the field, it's fun.
Yeah.
Off the field, not so much. But we have this as you were talking, I was thinking, everybody's going to say, well, Indiana won it, so anybody can win it. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we're going to look back at Indiana in 10 years and be like, man, Curt Cignetti was a unicorn. And he had the formula at the time. But on that list, to kind of bring things full circle, I kind of shook my head when the poll came in, and Indiana 2025 is the highest ranked Big Ten team of all time. And some of that you can say recency bias. Sure. And some of it was like, I saw what I saw.
Right.
I saw them dominate everybody all the way through the season and do what they did. And I think that's going to create some false hope that, hey, man, we can do it. On the other hand, you could prove me wrong and say, well, TCU played in air quotes for a title against Georgia 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But they got there. And, some schools are going to be able to do it. Miami made the title game as a 10 seed. So it is spread out a little more. To your point about that conversation with Dabo, at the time, he was right.
Yeah.
There were probably only 4 or 5 teams that could actually win it.
All right, final thing for Bill Bender, Sporting News. Nebraska's number 1. Nebraska's got 2 teams in the top 20. But they're miles off of anything resembling what they were back 25, 30 years ago. Is there a possibility that a school like Nebraska can resurface as one of the top schools again, or because of geography, because it's been such a long time that it ain't happening again?
Well, I don't know that they'll ever be that. I described to my 15-year-old son. It's funny that they were number 1. They were on every ballot. And when I think of the most dominant team I've ever seen, 95 Nebraska pops into my head for a couple reasons. You couldn't stop them running the football. And they stopped you more often than not. And they were just dominant. And I like Matt Rule a lot. I do. I've had conversations with him. I feel like he's a genuine football guy, does the right things, lives it, kind of football junkie. It's a hard job. It really is. But I'm not going to sit here and say they can't do it, because I've watched Florida State go in and off the radar, on and off the radar the last 20 years. Like we were just talking about them in the 90s. They were off the radar for a minute.
Yeah.
They're kind of off the radar now. Watch Miami kind of do the same thing. And now Mario's got them back. So it can be done. It's a little bit harder where they're at.
Yeah.
And they have to be a little more creative. And they're also in a Big Ten where there are a lot of fully operational programs right now. So I don't know, man. Like if you threw Nebraska in the Big 12 right now, I think they'd be in that top tier. That's the problem. They went to the conference with the money, and then, well, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, et cetera, Oregon, those programs aren't going away anytime soon because of the money.
Yep. That definitely gets in Nebraska's way. As an NFL coach, Matt Rule was a disaster, but he's been a good college coach. Nebraska, man, I just don't think it's ever coming back. I was at the national championship game when Clemson beat them in 1981. I was in the Orange Bowl for that. But Nebraska, yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great game.
I don't remember anything about it. I was a little young. Not that young, but young. Bill Bender, Sporting News. Appreciate your time always, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, we'll talk anytime. Thanks for having me on.
You got it. Bill Bender here on the Adam Gold Show at Bill Bender 92 on Twitter. When we come back, we'll stretch. We will place bets. All of that next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card 7 years in a row, we're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops. Our philosophy is simple. Be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
At the North Carolina Agro-Medicine Institute, we know a safe farm is a profitable one, and we're teaming up with your local NC Cooperative Extension agent to offer the Certified Safe Farm program. It's a non-regulatory safety review with an on-farm walkthrough, health checks, and more. For a limited time, the NC Tobacco Trust Fund Commission is sponsoring up to $1,000 in cost share for participating farms to make safety improvements. Real help to protect you, your workers, and your farm. See more at ncagromedicine.org.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
Are you taking care of someone on Medicare? Navigating Medicare can be overwhelming. You're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help you figure out what steps to take and when. SHIP counselors can answer your questions. Visit ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
One Adam.
Gold.
One Adam.
Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what are we... What?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because, hello, confetti cake, delicious. With the little, I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like...
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Next hour, Allie Schlegel, North Carolina Courage, wild win in Washington over the weekend, and they start a 3-game homestand coming up on Saturday night. They're in a good spot in the table, and 3 in a row at home against teams that are currently below them in the table of the NWSL. We'll talk to Allie about how things are going. Also, Mark Brazel, the tournament director of what is now the Wyndham Championship, which just concluded in Greensboro at Sedgefield Country Club this past Sunday. They announced earlier today that the tournament will continue on the big PGA Tour in 28. Might move to an earlier spot in the calendar, which probably would be good because August in Greensboro, not comfortable. Much rather May.
Yes. Yes.
But we'll see all of that. But it'll have a new sponsor, but it'll be part of the big PGA Tour, and that is great news for golf fans in the state of North Carolina. All of that coming up next hour. Right now, it's time to stretch.
So when was the last time you were at a movie theater?
3 weeks ago. We saw Odyssey.
Oh,
The
that's
Odyssey.
right. You said that you were a fan
Excellent.
of it.
Excellent.
Yes. Well, there's a Canadian exhibitor who he works with cinemas and apparently is thanking Gen Zers for the movie theaters coming back.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense. So for people who are like, okay, remind me of what year that is, Gen Z, it's 97 to 2012. So the Gen Zers are anywhere from 14 to 29 years old. So those people are the ones saving movie theaters, apparently.
Really?
But yeah, see, here's my thing is I'm also wondering, those came up with, they had COVID. Everybody had COVID.
Yes.
But during like formative years, I guess. So maybe that is like pushing it. But also, they weren't around when movies were way cheaper. Because now it's not cheap to go to a movie
It's like
theater.
$15 to go to a movie.
Yeah, probably. I haven't been to a movie since COVID, like before COVID.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure the last movie I watched was, like, at a movie theater was, I want to say, The Joker with, was it Joaquin or something like that? That guy? Yeah. So, great movie, by the way, but it was a long time ago. So, yeah, they're bringing it back. And if you're curious about maybe, like, what movies are standing out the most so far in 2026, Spider-Man is crushing it these days.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Man, we love us
Superheroes.
some action hero, that type of stuff. We love us some of those movies.
Yes.
I don't. They're the same to me.
Yeah. I will say, between the Marvel versus DC battle, Marvel movies, hands down, way better.
That's Spider-Man
no
is Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
No debate whatsoever. Like, DC just, they try to be Marvel, but they fail.
Yeah. No, they don't.
No.
I like The Incredibles, but that was animated.
Yeah, exactly. And on our YouTube stream, one of our YouTube friend followers, Stormy, he says the only movie that he's seen, or she potentially, I think it's a he, in the past 10 years was the Elvis Presley movie. I've not seen that movie.
I have not seen it either.
Yeah, I need to check that one out. But yeah, Spider-Man right now is grossing about $671 million. And it's been out for like, what, a month? Yeah. So there you go. But your Odyssey, that comes in at number 3. Toy Story 5 takes the cake for the second one.
I have not seen that yet, but I want to.
Yeah, and I have heard that this one in particular, which I feel like probably most animated movies are geared to also be entertaining for adults.
Yeah.
This one specifically,
Absolutely.
I think adults are more,
Well, I thought 4 was geared toward more of an adult audience.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen this one. I'm interested in it, though. I've heard some good things about it. So I'm trying to see if I will tell you, I have seen Project Hail Mary. That one is awesome. That was a good movie, and it will make you want a pet rock for no reason.
Oh, really?
Like, watching that movie, it's about aliens, but it's not aliens. It's funny, and it's great. So I would highly recommend it. You know what else I would recommend?
No.
Placing a good bet, hopefully on my Cubs.
Bets, place your bets. Here. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you one.
Bet on him yesterday.
Did you?
It was a win.
Look at you.
It was a win. So they beat the Nationals. Can't hate that. So
no, it's never bad.
I know. We'll see if they do it again. I'm trying to look for that. There they are. trying to look for their odds for the game again today because they're still in Washington, and I'm still taking them. So give me my Cubs, and I'm going to take, I don't know. I'm going to take the under 9.5 this time. That's plus 210, so we'll see.
All right, let's start this off in the WNBA, everybody's favorite league to not talk about.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual basketball. Dallas Wings are at home to the Toronto, whatever they're called. I know they're not good. Wings will cover the 9.5. Will go under 183.5 points. And Paige Beckers will have at least 2 made three-pointers. That is plus 433.
All right. The Tampa Bay Rays, the little spunky Rays over here, they're taking on the Floating A's, wherever they're at today.
Yes. I don't know where they're playing. Are they playing in Sacramento? Are they playing somewhere else? Are they playing in somebody's backyard?
Maybe they're playing in Greensboro,
Could
too.
be.
I don't
Could
know.
be.
So I'm going to go with the Rays to win on the road. They're big favorites on the road, so I'll take the under 9. That's plus 170.
2 of the maybe top contenders to unseat the Dodgers. There's a lot. Man, the National League has a lot of good teams. San Diego is playing at home to Milwaukee. 2 pitchers, I believe, that were acquired at the trade deadline. I believe the Padres are using Robbie Ray, Milwaukee, Dusty May. Give me the Padres at home and over 8, plus 251.
The White Sox, man. You love to see it.
They're falling apart.
Yeah, man. They got somebody in the trade last minute, and then he ended up getting hurt. So now
Tigers are going to end up winning that division after trading away Tarek Skubal.
Yep, exactly.
They have the best run differential in the American League.
You and I both can agree that it's never a bad day to see the Cardinals lose. So give me the Phillies to win on the road in St. Louis, and I'll take the over 8. That's plus 165.
You know who's hot?
All of us, because it's really hot outside.
The Mets. Mets in Atlanta. Plus 158. Under 8.5 makes it plus 377. Mets to beat the Braves today.
Asheville to Wilmington, Boone to Durham, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hi, it's Adam Gold from my friend Gordon Miller. Miller Lending, Kildare Farm Road in Cary. You know, he's the guy who invented the no closing cost mortgage. He did that back in 1987, brought it to the Triangle in 1996. We met a couple of years later. We've been fast, famous friends ever since. And it's not just because he has saved me thousands of dollars when I bought a house or every time I ever refinanced. And the last time I did, I saved over $300 a month on my mortgage, and I didn't have to pay closing costs. And the best part is I have the freedom to refinance free of charge whenever the rates come down. That's just one of the benefits you get from getting a no closing cost mortgage with Miller Lending. On top of that, they will never roll the closing cost into the loan amount. That happens everywhere else. So you're not going to finance closing costs. And you get the freedom again to refinance free of charge when the rates come down. Miller Lending, best deal going. MillerLending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 2502146.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Touchdown! Washington wins on a Hail Mary! Herbert in the pocket. He flings it right side for McConkey. He's got it this time for the touchdown. Going to scramble at the 5-2-1. Touchdown, Carolina. Bryce Young.
The NFL returns August 14th on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Carolina football tickets are on sale now. The 2026 schedule is loaded with great games against Notre Dame, Syracuse, Miami, Louisville, NC State, and the home opener against East Tennessee State on September 12th. Experience Chapel Hill on game days, including the Chapel Thrill Concert Series. This year's pregame performers include Chase Rice, Neon Trees, Waka Flocka, and Shaquille O'Neal. Don't miss out on the 100th season of Carolina football in Kenan Stadium. To order your 2026 Carolina football tickets now, visit GoHeels.com.
Drivers who switch to Progressive could save hundreds just by bundling home and auto insurance, because you can't go wrong saving money. Unless you spend it on a guitar, never learn to play it, but lie and say that you did. Then someone hands you a guitar at a party and asks you to play, so you decide to improvise this.
Well, don't you know that but that's not it. Dreams are fun and also good.
Yep, you can't go wrong. Bundling and saving money with Progressive. Well, depends on how you spend it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this waterman is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed-sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor
Charlie
your job
did
today.
not die from an overdose. Charlie was poisoned.
No other family should go through this. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Use the free tool. Learn if the online pharmacy you're using is safe.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
The Big Ten is the best league in football. A lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. We don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria, producing the program. Kurt Signetti. Gosh, that guy is... That is box office. You can understand why college football writers love him. It's just wide open. Absolutely wide open. Allie Schlegel's going to join us in about 15 minutes. An attacking player with the North Carolina Courage, and they were just winners in Washington over the weekend. 4-3 win. I think they've won 3 in a row, and they have a 3-game homestand staring them in the face. Starting on Saturday, they are in a good spot. I believe they are 6th in the table with a match in hand, but very, very good shape to track down a playoff spot and maybe do some damage. But what a just crazy win. Had a 3-0 lead at halftime, gave it all back. I believe the tying goal was scored either very late before stoppage time, but I think it came actually as soon as stoppage time began, and they ended up going back in front 4-3 on a late goal to win it. So we'll talk to Allie Schlegel about that and a bunch of other things, but that's coming up in a little bit. But let's do a wall of sound.
The wall of sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
All right. Now, because this is all about, because college football is about to start, we've seen Indiana get a player back they didn't think they were going to be able to get. Carolina got a kicker back because of the 5-year eligibility lawsuit that was, I don't even know how to term it. I'm so confused by the whole thing. A judge in Colorado allowed 5-year players back. Doesn't mean that it's going to stick. I think it will. It should. Blake Harrell, head coach at ECU, waiting to see if they get players eligible.
We're kind of waiting to sit and seeing on this class of 22, just kind of where it goes. We got 3 guys who would be eligible to return if it kind of folds through. I know there's about a dozen teams out there that already added players back, so we're just kind of waiting to see where that goes. We start school next Monday, so we're kind of under a time crunch a little bit, so hopefully it clears up pretty quick.
You do have players, though, that you're aware are kind of just waiting on that call?
Yeah, I mean, the 3 kids we have, J.D. Lampley was an all-conference player for us last year. Sam Danka was a starter for us last year, and Marlon Gunn was a starter at running back, and actually had the big run in the bowl game. They got called back with the inverted whistle.
All right, that's from Tim Donnelly's show. It comes on right after us locally here on 99.9 The Fan. And by the way, we are on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. You can watch the show, especially if you're outside the market. That's probably the easiest way to do it. There's also an app. But we'd love you to watch us. Like many things, this particular issue is complicated. Nothing is simple, right? Because I think there are a lot of coaches that did not plan for players who had already played 4 active seasons. Most coaches did not expect to have access to those players. But then the NCAA passed their law, which outlined the 5 years to play 5 years. And by the way, they also put that and endorsed the Protect College Sports Act, which won't pass and won't be voted on until September at the earliest. But the NCAA and the Power 4 leagues are all pushing that forward. We want this, we want this, we want this. So they're arguing for it, but at the same time, the NCAA is arguing that these players shouldn't be eligible, which, granted, does seem somewhat contradictory. But I would argue that all of these coaches should have been ready for this because the NCAA probably overstepped. Now, with all of that said, the complicating factor is all of the players you got out of the portal, all of the players you recruited, all the players you retained. They did not expect, in the case of ECU, these 3 players to come back. And however many other players are involved here, they are eligible to go back and play somewhere, at least for the time being. And in many cases, the loser will be the players who might play the same position, who thought that they had a clearer path towards playing time. And that is the drawback here. That makes it a complicating factor. So again, nothing is easy. It's like anything else in sports. I can sit here all day long and say, well, it would solve all the problems in college football or college basketball, collective bargaining. And I have never said that, just snap your fingers and do it. Can't. No, there's a lot of complicating factors. Nothing is easy. But right is right. These players should be eligible to play. I think they will ultimately be eligible to play. But that doesn't mean that there aren't complications with everything. And on a case-by-case basis, and you could probably argue that we should do that in all walks of life, especially as it pertains to sports. But yeah, there's nothing simple about all of this. Well, maybe there's something simple about the following. And I don't know if I want to play all of it. But Pablo Torre had Bruce Feldman on from The Athletic, college football writer. And the topic of conversation was Michael Lombardi over at UNC. We talked to Dave Fleming, who is like the North Carolina correspondent for Pablo Torre Finds Out. Feldman was on. They were talking about Michael Lombardi and maybe somebody who's not great at his job.
You have a line in your recent column for The Athletic that I thought really summarizes the Mike Lombardi experience.
Arrogance plus incompetence, a devastating combination to, I don't know if you'd say Bill Belichick's legacy, because That's the NFL. He's the greatest coach. He has all the Super Bowl rings. This is a different animal in college football, right? We saw this with Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer won 3 national titles in college football. He went up to the NFL. It was a disaster. It almost feels like, as I've watched this play out and talked to people around there, like Lombardi is sabotaging this. How could we screw this up worse? The guy who Bill Belichick took over for at North Carolina, Mac Brown, really good college coach. He maybe stayed a little too long, but he won a national title at Texas. They fired him, after like 7 years in his second term at North Carolina. They were never this bad. They're the laughing stock of college football right now for a lot of what you said. But then it's Lombardi, and what Lombardi really cuts at is the roster and what you get to put on the field and why that's so critical. And the arrogant piece of it is coming in thinking he knew better than all these people who've worked in college football for a long time.
All right, let me just step in there. It's, first of all, I'm a fan of what Pablo Torre does. And if you want to get inside headlines and whatnot, like I was not a fan of all the stuff he did about Jordan Hudson because I thought that was superfluous. But, I mean, maybe that's just fun for him. And I don't want to tell anybody to not have fun. Sometimes we do we talk about goofy things. Sometimes we'll talk about donuts. Really doesn't matter.
Or tomatoes.
Or
we started
tomatoes,
the show with cucumbers and tomatoes.
I've got too many of them. So, look, I brought like 5 of them in. I ate them already. But,
right.
Anyway, but the stuff that they've done in the Kawhi Leonard story, and they do a lot of incredible investigative work. But Feldman brings up a lot of great points about Michael Lombardi's failures as a roster builder at UNC. The only thing I would point out is, like, just when you bring up Mac Brown, we forget 2 things. One, the Mac Brown era was really supposed to end 3 years ago. We've already had 1 year of Bill. Actually, 2 years ago. We've already had 1 year of Bill. We got a year 6 of Mac Brown. We weren't supposed to get that. Mac was supposed to leave the year prior. Had he left the year prior, North Carolina would have hired a different coach. I don't know who that would have been. But the year of that year of Mac post Drake May turned out to be kind of a disaster. And then Mac wanted more, which is why the whole thing really unraveled the way it did. It was time to go. Anyway, fascinating conversation with Bruce Feldman on With Pablo Torre Finds Out. When we come back, Allie Schlegel, who is an attacking player for the NC Courage. They have won 3 in a row. They have a homestand beginning on Saturday at Wake Med Soccer Park. We will talk to her about the state of play next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoot, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
Football is back. NFL preseason is back, and the excitement is there. The Panthers looked great in the Hall of Fame preseason game. Haynes King was electric. They got the win. Everybody celebrated. But let's pump the brakes a little bit. Kenny Pickett is still the backup quarterback. It's still Bryce Young's team. Haynes King can be a nice piece.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
With over $110 million in total prizes, new scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are dazzling the crowd. Get quick wins from Hit 50, Cash, Loteria Grande, and The Star. Massive cash blowout, bursting with $150, $300, and $3,000 prizes. Play and watch your luck shine. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.86 to 9.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn out process. And listen, no closing costs. You may be able to even skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. LoanPronto.com. See how much you can get right now. Call 919-381-1760. That's 919-381-1760. LoanPronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Are you looking for more in this world? Are you ready for something bigger? Then we are looking for you. The big-hearted, the bold, the messy and the gutsy. The teachers, the growers, the builders. The skilled, the sharers, the change makers. We need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go all in and all out. We are volunteers, partners, communities, working together, living together, bringing our experience, passion, and joy to building a better world together. From tackling climate change in Mexico to keeping kids healthy in Kenya, from sustainable farming in the Philippines to education in Kosovo. We learn more, give more, share freely, and serve boldly. Are you ready to tackle the tough stuff? To go the distance to make a difference? Then we have a place where you belong. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
Giving your child their first phone is an important and often difficult decision. After all, it is a milestone in your child's development. The Phone Ready Quiz from the American Academy of Pediatrics can help make this decision easier. Go to healthychildren.org/Phone Ready Quiz to take a short questionnaire that'll help you decide if you and your child are ready, almost ready, or not yet ready for their first phone. Go to healthychildren.org/Phone Ready Quiz today.
One Adam. Gold. One Adam. Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what do we... what?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because, hello, confetti cake, delicious. With the little, I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like...
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Bottom of the hour, Mark Brazel, tournament director at the Wyndham Championship, will change its name, but not how important it is to the PGA Tour coming up in 2028. We'll get more details from him on that, but I can tell you that professional golf loves North Carolina. They love the state of North Carolina. We will have 2 PGA Tour top flight events in the state, not to mention the fact that we've got the U.S. Open basically on average every 6 or 7 years, and we've got a PGA Tour Champions event in Cary every season, as well as a Corn Ferry Tour event, obviously in Raleigh, the Rex Hospital Open. So professional golf, PGA Tour, very friendly. All right. The NC Courage are on a roll. 3 wins in a row. And this past weekend was an absolute banger in Washington, D.C. with a 4-3 win late on over the Washington Spirit. Allie Schlegel joins us. Forward, she started. She had an assist in the match. That was wild. I'm going to be completely honest here this past weekend. I tuned in at halftime, and I thought, oh, boy, this is a rout. and then it wasn't. So was 3-0 at half. You end up winning it with basically a stoppage time goal late. What was it like to be a part of what amounted to 3 games?
I mean, the whole week was pretty epic. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
And I think, like, for me, that Washington game was definitely an all-timer. Just, again, I mean, right. I think, you know, I don't think I was naive enough, and I don't think the team was naive enough to think that that game was over at halftime. I think we came out swinging, punched them right in the mouth. But I know that we know as a team and in this league that doesn't always mean anything, especially against a team like Spirit. So, you know, they made some tactical adjustments at half and threw some punches back. But I think the best part of being both in that game and a part of the team during that game was just like, again, you want to have these moments in the season where your team has to show grit, has to show heart. And so, I mean, your center back is transitioning almost like 120 yards to score a goal in the 95th minute.
Yep.
I mean, there's not really any sort of brick wall you wouldn't run through after that moment. And so I think just for us and for that moment and that, I mean, it was just incredible and just so electric to be a part of.
Yeah, and also the match meant a lot to Natalie. Based on her grandfather. I saw that. I was not aware of the whole story, but obviously the trip to Washington had a lot of meaning for her beyond just scoring the goal.
Absolutely. I mean, that was such a cool moment to share as a group. We were able to go to the Arlington National Cemetery and watch the changing of the guards, and then have her, a couple of our staff members, and then we also Grant, who is an incredible, like, he's so humble, but like just an absolute beast Army vet who also was a part of that ceremony of changing the wreath. And again, like, and you're just inspired by it. Yep. I think the whole moment of that, and then going into the game the next day, and then that moment with Nat, again, like, it's easy to be like, yep, I'm going to follow that. Like, yep, I'm going to fight for that. So again, these moments are just building on each other. And I think it's just important for the group because it just, those are intangible things that glue a group together.
Allie Schlegel is joining us here from the NC Courage. You basically just went on every 6th grade class trip. I had two boys, and I went and saw the changing of the guard actually twice with one of them, and once with another. Like, we're awesome at it. I've got plenty of videos. It is a very moving thing, and I think to tour the cemetery, even when you walk, I don't know why we're talking about this, but when you're walking around Arlington Cemetery, it is an incredibly solemn and moving place. Encourage anybody to go. You had mentioned the week. That it's been a week, and you guys have won 3 in a row. The previous win was on the road in Denver, and that takes a lot out of you. So was the second half in some ways residual from playing at altitude the match before?
Yeah, I think it's impossible to negate the week that we had. You have a game on Friday, which, I mean, again, all things considered, was a great game, 5-0 win at home. Okay, but again, you're traveling, you play at altitude, and then you travel again cross country. I mean, those are probably both 3.5, 4-hour flights.
Right.
Get there and have to, turn it around really quick. So, but I mean, I think it's a testament again to the group. So, I think you could probably tell, the way we play, being that, forward leaning and fast. We want to high press. We want to be in your face. I mean, that's a hard thing to do for 90 minutes, but that's why you see how important it is. Like, we, went and used all of our, so much depth during that game. Subs coming on, doing their jobs, doing an incredible job to both, like, bring energy and, score that final goal. Everyone's a part of that. So, yes, I do think that's I think to not mention it would be a disservice, but it doesn't have too much weight either. It's like a balance.
Allie Schlegel is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. You guys led. It took less than 15 minutes, and you guys were up 3-0. And so you know Washington's coming. There's plenty of time left, and they've got so much star power that sometimes it's hard to keep them down. We saw that in the second half. Now you got to turn the page after an emotional win, and you've got 3 straight matches all at home. And I know you don't look at the fact that you're ahead of these 3 teams in the table. But when you look at the matches in front of you, you can't look too far ahead. But what are your thoughts on where this team is and where it seems to be headed?
Yeah, I think like one of the best parts about this group is just the fact that we do a really good job at staying present. And, kind of what you're alluding to, right? Like, yes, it is true that we're not looking forward. Yes, it is true that we're not looking at the table. But when I say that, I'm more talking about just we're approaching every single day with the same energy and attitude that we are this entire year, with intensity, with detail, like being detail-oriented. So I think when I look at these next couple of games and even this game this weekend, like, it's just this opportunity to continue to build on this energy. And I think, obviously, none of those games are perfect. And I think we continue to navigate different challenges that this league brings. So I think with these 3 different teams, you're going to get 3 different pictures. And those are all, problems that we're going to need to solve. So I think that's the most exciting part. Like, okay, what problem is Houston going to pose to us tactically, and how can we continue to sharpen our minds and sharpen our skills to where we're able to respond to any tactical picture we might see? Because I think that's where, you're going to see us be able to build, and then, like, hopefully, again, like, we want to make the playoffs. We want to win a championship. And so with that, you're going to need to be able to solve so many different problems. And I think that's probably the most exciting thing to look forward to.
Houston on Sunday, Boston the following Saturday, then L.A. Wednesday. What does that, I'll let you go here, what does that take out of Allie Schlegel and company when you've got, at least you get a week off twice. That's good. There's no cup games that I'm aware of. There's no Champions League that I'm aware. Like, what does that take out of you?
Yeah, it's hard to, like, you just have to really stay focused game by game. And the thing about this group, again, is we've been pretty regimented on our schedule. And we talk about this, some of these midweek games are like things looking forward is we train. This team trains hard. If you want to know what this team does, we work hard, okay? And so, like, even on a midweek day or midweek game, like, that doesn't really shock our system because our midweek training session is hard, okay? So, like, it's not this crazy jump to where it's like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I'm adding, like, miles to my body that I'm not used to. And that was a very intentional effort by Mac to, implement this strategy, like this training approach. And so, to be honest, I think you see that's why we've been able to manage thus far. And, it's a long season, so the jury's still out and we're still pushing. But for me, I think that gives me confidence in the preparation we've had and kind of what we've been building towards all season. So nothing feels like a shock to the system.
Allie Schlegel, North Carolina Courage. Houston on Sunday, Boston the following Saturday, L.A. Wednesday, a midweek game after that. Good luck. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate your time. It was fun.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Allie Schlegel. By the way, the Courage are now 9-3-6. Didn't get off to an awesome start, but they have been one of the better teams in the NWSL
and she's a Cubs
since.
fan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know. That's what we talked about. Yep, we talked about
now
that.
Next time we'll know. Talk Cubs. They're not tracking down the Brewers, though.
Well, that's okay. Wild card. We're here for it.
Absolutely. I think right now they match up against the Dodgers.
Exactly. Which we swept.
Dodgers stink, apparently. All right, Mark Brazel, Tournament Director, Wyndham Championship, on the very bright future for that tournament as we get into a new era of the PGA Tour. Next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now. Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
At the North Carolina Agro-Medicine Institute, we know a safe farm is a profitable one, and we're teaming up with your local NC Cooperative Extension agent to offer the Certified Safe Farm program. It's a non-regulatory safety review with an on-farm walkthrough, health checks, and more. For a limited time, the NC Tobacco Trust Fund Commission is sponsoring up to $1,000 in cost share for participating farms to make safety improvements. Real help to protect you, your workers, and your farm. See more at ncagromedicine.org.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
Your child's doctor shares your goals, a healthy future for your child. Doctors recommend vaccines throughout childhood because they protect what matters most, your child's future from preventable disease and serious illness. Discuss any questions you have and check that your child is up to date and talk about any concerns. You're right to have questions. Get real answers. Start a conversation with your doctor today. Visit vaccinesforkids.nc.gov. Paid for by NCDHHS.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card 7 years in a row, we're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops. Our philosophy is simple: be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This is Adam Gold.
The American Cornhole League. I don't know if you can wager on it. Let me just go to FanDuel and find out if you can wager on it.
I think I read you can get a scholarship. Kids in high school can actually get scholarships for cornholing. Who knows? I don't know what the technical term
I'm just not going to say anything.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. This past Sunday, Michael Brennan won the Wyndham Championship, and if I am not mistaken, it makes it back-to-back seasons for Wake Forest alum to win in Greensboro at Sedgefield. Mark Brazel, tournament director of the Wyndham Championship, which will have a name change in a couple of years, but just not right now. He joins us on the Adam Gold Show. Did I get that right, that Brennan succeeded Cam Young, both Wake Forest guys?
2 digs, right? Back to back. You're right about that. Yep.
That's awesome. First of all, congratulations. I know you had a big announcement today. We had kind of heard the rumors the last couple of weeks that it was going to happen. But to be part of the big tour, I guess they're calling it the championship tour on the PGA Tour starting in 28, has to be incredibly exciting.
Yeah, we really are excited about that. And so Raymond James is coming in as our new sponsor, title sponsor, and it's going to be the Go, which is Go is short for Greensboro Open by Raymond James, and we're really excited about it. And they start next year as our new title sponsor, so it'll be Go by Raymond James next year in 27 in August, and then we'll move over to, I think, the spring. It sounds like in 2028 and beyond.
Don't take all my questions with just one answer. Mark Brazel, CEO, Executive Director.
Right.
It's all right. It's all right. Of the soon-to-be Go Raymond James Championship at Sedgefield. Now, when let me just start at the beginning. How did this all come together? Because your spot on the PGA Tour now was very advantageous as the last one in the regular season. You had a very good field again this year, maybe the best field overall that you have had since, I don't even remember the year that Tiger Woods was there, but I was there that year, and that was just bananas. But how did this whole thing come together where you remained in a good spot for the tournament?
Well, you know, we knew going into last year's tournament, 2025, that Wyndham, that 2026 was going to be Wyndham's last year. So Bobby Long, my boss, and I started kind of talking to others about potentially being a new title sponsor. And so we kind of stumbled across Raymond James, who are just great people.
Yeah.
We're big fans already and fast friends. And so we kind of went hand in hand and started seeing that, there's going to be this tier 1, tier 2 deal and going to change a lot starting in 28. And we wanted to be part of the tier 1, which is now called the Championship Series. And listen, Adam, we did all we could to make that happen for North Carolina and for the Triad. And also we have so many people over from the Triangle. So we really wanted to do this for North Carolina and our part of North Carolina, and we're so excited it was able to come to fruition. We got some clarity on it about 2 weeks ago, but really it has been it's been a fun but sometimes challenging journey.
Expensive one too. Mark Brazel is joining us here. No, I mean from what I have read, there was a $40 million investment by whether it's the state or the Triad area. How did that? I mean, certainly $40 million goes a long way. But how did that help? Put you in a great position to secure this spot.
Well, the state's support over those 4 years, so it'll be $10 million a year, was crucial to us landing the Championship Series event, and we explained what we were trying to do. We explained we were trying to bring another one because they've got one down at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, a great Truist Championship. And we basically said, look, we have another opportunity for one, and we would be one of 3 states that has multiple Championship Series events along with California and Florida. And we feel like, the economic impact from Hilton Head down in South Carolina and in Charlotte are both well over or about $120 million per year, and there's no reason in the world why ours wouldn't be that too. And so, I guess we kind of probably did it very similarly than the USGA did when the state supported their move and all that to Pinehurst. And so we got very fortunate. We were very pleased that we got that. And again, if it's not for the state, I don't really think we got this deal done. And so, that in conjunction with what Raymond James is doing as our biggest partner, and then also Travel and Leisure, who you might not know, but they're kind of the timeshare side of Wyndham.
Okay.
But they're now a separate company called Travel and Leisure, and it's the largest timeshare company in the world, and they're sticking with us too, and they're going to be kind of like a secondary sponsor as well.
Mark Brazel is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show, Chief Executive Officer of the soon-to-be Go Raymond James Championship. Here's what's I was talking about this. It was either Bob Herrig or Gary Williams last week. I think it was Gary Williams. And I go back to the Greater Greensboro. That's what the Go is. You say Greensboro Open. I go back to the Greater Greensboro Open when it was played at Forest Oaks. I remember Seve Ballesteros winning there. I remember how big of an event that was, and it was in the spring then. And you say you're at a different spot on the schedule. Man, you really hate to lose, the early August weekends in Greensboro, North Carolina. Mark, I know you're disappointed about that. But what time on the
not really, not at all.
What time on the what part of the year in the calendar are you hoping to secure?
I'm hoping that it's going to be in this April-May time period. But you're right. I mean, I know you're being sarcastic because August, oh my God, there's three things that kill us in August. It's the heat.
Yeah.
And then the second one is the afternoon showers that can just disrupt everything. And then, not to mention that normally we're like the week right before everybody goes back to school. So nobody's really here.
Yeah.
they're all like, on vacation or whatever for one last trip to the beach or one last trip to the mountains or whatever. So we struggle with that, and we are kind of looking forward to getting out of the late summer time frame.
Not to mention you'll have so I'm going to ask you a question about the course in a second, but a lot fewer players, right? No sponsors exemption, so Raymond James can't say, hey, we want this guy to play. They can't do that anymore. Is my understanding, and I whether that's good or not doesn't even matter. But I think those are going to be the rules going forward. You'll have fewer.
Those are both correct.
Yeah, you'll have fewer players. Maybe that's good for the course. How different will the course play? Let's say you've got that event, mid-April. Maybe it's the week. Yeah. Maybe it's the week before the Masters, early April, or maybe it's 2 weeks after. Maybe it's after Hilton Head. I don't know. But how different will the course play?
Well, it will play different for sure. It'll look a lot different too, because we'll go from pretty much all Bermuda to, all kind of fescue, and because we'd have to overseed and all that. Mm-hmm. So, it'll be beautiful, and no blemishes. It'll look beautiful. I mean, we're looking forward to that. There's still ways to make it hard. You can make it hard just by what we've done already here with the rough.
Yeah,
and the rough has been a challenge, and U.S. Opens. Every year, U.S. Opens bring their rough up, and so we'll still want to make it a challenge, and it'll be great. It'll play, it'll look a lot like, it's not quite as big of a golf course, but it'll look a lot like what Quail does because they overseed as well.
All right, final thing, because you alluded to it, the commitment for the highest level of professional golf and the state of North Carolina. Your event, Quail Hollow and the Truist. And the fact that the U.S. Open is here like every 6 or 7 years now, with the USGA calling Pinehurst kind of their summer home, if you will.
That's right.
What does that say about how this sport, views the people of North Carolina?
Well, let's not forget about the Biltmore Championship over in Asheville either, and we're really excited about supporting that. But, look, I love it. I am a North Carolina kid. I grew up in Asheville, North Carolina. I've been here all my life, and I think it says a lot about our state that we're going to have 2 championship series events. We've got one of the best, if not the best, resort in the world with Pinehurst. We want to make sure that we put that flag right there, and let everybody know in the world that this is the place to come and be with some of the best golf courses in the world and 2 of the best best PGA Tour events in the world.
I mean, just no doubt about it. If you remove the majors and the Players' Championship, it's more than 10% of top-flight professional golf tournaments on the planet will be played here in the state of North Carolina. Mark Brazel, Chief Executive Officer, Wyndham Championship, soon to be the Go Raymond James Championship. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. A lot of hard work. Take the rest of the day off.
Thanks, Adam. I'm definitely going to take the rest of the day off for sure.
Thanks, man. Take
Thanks,
care.
buddy.
You got it.
Always.
Mark Brazel here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, a couple of more things I want to get to. This stuff there's a lot of stuff we haven't really touched on today. Little League World Series. I don't know where we are with the regionals and whatnot, but I don't know how many people have followed this. There was in the Southwest Regional, I believe, a team out of Tulsa was disqualified from playing in the final. They had played in the regional tournament, had advanced to what was supposed to be, I think, the regional final yesterday, but were DQ'd by Little League, Little League Inc., whatever it's called, because they used an ineligible player. Now, the same organization, I believe, had their softball team eliminated. I don't know if it was for the same infraction or not. Well, as of Monday, this group from Tulsa had gone to court and got a stay, and they were going to be allowed to play on Tuesday. Again, this is yesterday. Well, Little League went to court and got that decision overturned.
Wow, we're starting court young now.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And I will tie this into a larger point in a second. So ultimately, a team from, I believe, West Texas ends up winning and representing the Southwest, and they will be in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So the team from Tulsa, which won the Oklahoma tournament and advanced to the Southwest Regional, was denied the ability to play for that tournament. Their argument was that the player who was declared ineligible didn't play at all in the regional tournament, only played in the Oklahoma tournament. Remember, they advanced out of Oklahoma into the Southwest Regional. So there are several things at work here. The first is you used an ineligible player. Now, if I read this correctly, a player was too old for the tournament, but registered using the information of his younger brother, who happens to be special needs, which creates a different level of ew for me. Maybe it doesn't for you. I'm not judging, but it creates a different level of ew for me. And it highlights the real problem with youth sports. On top of that, nothing would have been known except whether it was Little League or parents or officials in the other designations that were going to be competing against this. They noticed that it had happened and alerted Little League. Little League wasn't aware of this, apparently. So I have so many questions, why are you digging into the background of the other teams and others? I don't even, and this kid wasn't playing in this tournament. I'm not absolving it. You cheated to get where you got to. So you should have been eliminated. They should have gone back retroactively and gotten the team that they lost, that they beat. They should have put that team in this, but it's too late to do all of that. But it highlights the real problem with youth sports. Adults. Adults are the problem. And there's really nothing we can do about it. I mean, I have a problem with the parents or adults that ratted the team out, But I have a bigger problem with the team that tried to circumvent the rules for something as, competitive, serious. And it doesn't make the competition serious. It makes the stakes for this are serious. These kids work hard to go to the Little League World Series, and they shouldn't have another group cheat their way in their way. And I absolutely believe that wholeheartedly. It shouldn't be hard to follow the rules for Little League baseball. It just shouldn't be. And I know that we've got, in the past, we've had, was it Danny Almonte was too old playing for the Little League out of the Bronx? Why can't we just follow the rules?
I know. Well, now
youth sports?
It's going to be even worse with NIL. That's going to really amp up the crazy parents too.
Do we have NIL with Little League baseball? We should.
Not yet,
No,
but
I know sounds funny. ESPN makes a lot of money.
They do
on Little League baseball.
Mm-hmm.
They sell a lot of ads. It gets good television ratings. Regardless. Those kids should get something out of it. I don't even want to start that conversation. I know there are people that can't wrap their minds around the fact that college students, college athletes are making a lot of money. I'm having an online conversation with somebody who hates the fact that professional athletes make more than police officers. Our value system, I'm talking sort of to this guy right now, our value systems are aligned. Yeah, I agree. Right? Police, firefighters, first responders, teachers,
nurses, yeah.
They should all make more money than they do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I say this somewhat facetiously, we're not paying $100 a ticket to watch somebody fight a fire. We're just not.
Or buying their jersey when they do.
Right. The value system I share. We should pay, all of those people should get a lot more money than they do. So shouts to some of you who are in favor of not. Anyway, but that's not what we're talking about here, right? So when the Dallas Cowboys, because that's how this conversation started, Dallas Cowboys, who got a Forbes valuation of $15.5 billion, more than a 20% increase over last year. That is incredible. They were like $12.2 billion or whatever it was last year. Now they're $15.5 billion in terms of Forbes value. And part of that is because they turned a $510 million profit. This is after expenses. This is all the salaries they pay out, not just the players, but to staff and everything else they have going out. Money coming in minus money coming out equaled $510 million. So I point out, boy, wouldn't it be great to give some of that to the players. And it brought in, no, they make enough money, blah, blah. I get it. We're mad. Some people are, and I'm not mad about it, but I do recognize the value that athletes bring to the world versus the value that first responders, nurse, all of that. I get it all. And the value that they bring to our world. I totally understand what is more important. But the reality of our world is that those entertainers are in a business that creates billions of dollars. And I would much rather see that money stay with the athletes than with the owners. And when we talk about salary caps, this is what you're signing up for. The salary cap people. We're signing up for the fact that Dallas Jerry Jones gets to put in his pocket $510 million. Whereas maybe some of that money gets redirected to players. I'm not getting into the salary cap debate because you're wrong. And I don't feel like fighting that fight right now. But that's what we're talking about. I'd rather see the money go to the people who perform than to the people who just own.
Right.
Because the money comes in the form of franchise value. No professional franchise in the last 50 years has lost value. None. Zero. Bupkis. None. They just always grow. Some sports grow at a higher rate. But they all grow. They're investments. Tom Dundon bought the Hurricanes for $420 million, roughly. He assumed debt, and he bought the team. Didn't buy all of it. He bought like 2/3 of it for $420 million. Hurricanes are valued at well more than $1 billion right now. Less than 10 years. 3 times? 4 times? Up roughly 400% increase? Come on. Every professional sport goes up. Every one. In franchise value. That's what it's about. So, by all means, be pro-owner if you want. But I don't really get it. All right. Let me just close on a little bit of NFL football, because I think the best news that we got, if you're a Panthers fan, and again, I'm not a Panthers fan. I know Victoria is.
Yeah.
But I do think I am a pretty solid objective observer.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, not using their starters, and by that, I'm talking about Bryce Young. Not using Bryce Young enough in the preseason has been to his and the team's detriment. I think Dave Canales has turned a corner. I think he recognizes that they need to be in a rhythm. And on Saturday, when they play in front of the tiny scoreboards in Buffalo, we are going to see a lot of Bryce Young. And I think that's good. Victoria, thank you. See everybody tomorrow.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. Touchdown! Washington wins on a Hail Mary!
Herbert in the pocket. He flings it right side for McConkey. He's got it this time for the touchdown. Going to scramble at the 5-2-1. Touchdown, Carolina. Bryce Young.
The NFL returns August 14th on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Progressive knows you've never met Channel 6 meteorologist Daniel Hughes, but when he says it'll be sunny, you trust him. After all, he is a weather professional who knows how to use a green screen and probably went to weather school. You never went to weather school, so you hit the farmer's market in your convertible. Turns out Daniel Hughes is not dependable, but Progressive